All right, let's give Saturday's Daily Puzzle on chess.com a shot. This one's called Making the Rook Blink. It's black to move. Give the video a pause and try it yourself if you feel like it. All right. Rooks are on an open file here. It almost feels inevitable they're going to be traded off. I mean, it feels like I have to avoid that somehow. Is there like some cool guy move that I can make here? This can't be the move, right? So if I go there, the rook takes. It's got to be like some combination of these moves. This position doesn't seem like it has very much going on. The Saturday puzzle, there's got to be something really strange going on here, I would think. If I can get this king to back up at all, I guess if it goes here, it's still protecting this square. If I go here for some reason, does something happen? I don't know. I mean, white can take with en passant, and I don't understand why anything good is happening there. All right, let me explore this first. So if the rook takes back, there's no way I'm taking both rooks, right? Pawns are even. The king ending up here isn't good, is it? You can try to break through with this pawn. Oh, it doesn't. It feels like both kings don't have the ability to get through. Like maybe this is the only route for the white king as it stands. But I can push this pawn and shut down that. I don't know. This has to be multiple moves. I would think this is a lengthy line. Yeah, like this move sucks because I just get checked. It's not even just that my pawn gets taken. I get taken with check. So any plan that I would have doesn't seem to work at all. So I think I can kind of rule out that move. And it feels like the only other moves are with this rook. This is a check, this is a check. I have no idea why this would be good. The pawn or the king can take. Doesn't look good at all. This feels like the only move. I just don't even. I think this rook can't move. I guess if this gets taken and this is check, so maybe I just don't have to touch this rook. But like, what else would I possibly do? My king can't really move. Like this pawn takes. I guess I can like almost trap this rook maybe. But if I go here and the pawn takes. It's just terrible. Yeah, I can't even attack it then. If I go here, if the pawn takes, I push this pawn. Is that interesting? Can I win a rook there? Here? So I'm attacking the rook that's defending this rook, right? If I go here, it doesn't seem like that there's any way this works. Here, there's a lot of moves that white can make. If the pawn takes, I'm thinking I can push this pawn. This pawn is like about to promote, which is terrifying. But if I push this pawn, things get sort of weird. So if I get that pawn push in, and black takes here, I take back with check, and I'm forking the rook. So what did I just calculate? If the rook takes, then I'm forking. If this rook takes the pawn, then I'm taking the rook for free. So I calculated if the rook takes, if the pawn takes. That actually seems kind of nasty. But I'm only calculating if the pawn takes, which isn't even necessary. So if I get this move, that's good. I'm winning a rook, I think, because if the rook takes, I fork. I take and fork and win both rooks. If the rook if the rook takes the pawn, I win the rook. If the rook tries to move, this is the only place I can go to, then I push again, and I'm attacking both rooks, and I'm going to win a rook. So if I can get this move, so maybe there's something to this, but again, that's assuming the pawn takes. So the pawn doesn't have to take, but I think if the rook tries to move, I trap it. It doesn't have very many places to go. I could go here, but I push and trap it. I could go here, but I push, and I don't trap it. It can take the pawn, but then I win this rook with check. This might be the move, and this is a weird puzzle, if this is the move. Okay, so I've calculated that I think this is good if the pawn takes en passant. The rook has nowhere to go. If the rook tries to bail out, then I just take the rook. If the rook takes, then I take and fork. I think this just wins a rook. I don't know. This is the best idea I've got. Wild. Okay. And then I push the pawn, right? Let me look at this for a second again. because this pawn is very close to promoting, so I have to make sure I keep a rook on the board. But I think I can go here. And what was my idea? If you take, yeah, I take with check. So I push. If rook takes, I take with check. If the rook tries to move, I'm taking the rook. Yeah, this is it, right? I take with check and fork the rook. Sick. Huh. Okay, man, that's weird. I didn't know what was going on with that puzzle to begin with, but glad I got there. Always good to get a Saturday. Let's run this back. Okay, so I mean, yeah, looking at this puzzle right off the bat, it doesn't look like anything's happening. It looks like the rooks are coming off the board. I don't have any idea what to do. I'm just bringing my rooks up this file. But I mean, it didn't feel like I could do this because it just trades the rooks. So I started looking at pawn pushes, and they all look kind of ridiculous. Like I have a check here, but it doesn't do anything. Well, I can take back en passant with check. But then I looked at this one, and it does kind of seem like I'm trapping this rook. White still has several moves that can be made, but if you take en passant, I noticed that this pawn push is pretty nasty actually, because I'm threatening this rook with this pawn. If this rook takes the pawn, I win a rook because the rook has to defend this rook, and if the rook tries to move, I can trap it with my pawns if it tries to move in the same rank, and if this rook takes, I can actually take back with a pawn and fork the other rook. So I end up winning both rooks, which is kind of wild. So the move is actually this. White takes en passant in the puzzle, so I push here, and then you take the rook. So I'm down a rook immediately, but I win the rook right back, and I fork the rook and the king on the next move. So I'm winning 2 rooks, and that's pretty chill, dude. Nice little chill deal there, you know? Thanks for watching. Catch you later.